I'll share my screen. So is PPT visible? Topic is transistorized voltage regulator. Full screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So again, the similar numerical, you might have solved this at your end as I asked you to solve. But those who have not solved or may have taken wrong step, they will say correct themselves in this lecture. So question is design series pass transistorized voltage regulator with following specification for 14 marks in summer 2019. I have added one more thing here. I have given the Zener resistance of 10 ohm to find out the stability factor, because in earlier numerical we have not considered stability factor. If you want to calculate stability factor, you have to remember one formula which will be in this PPT at the last. So input voltage is 25 volt, may vary plus minus 5 volt. So of course the unregulated power supply variation will be 20 volt to 30 volt will be the variation. So maximum is of course 30 volt, that you have to consider while solving such type of design. Output voltage is 10 volt required. Maximum load current is very high here, that is 3 ampere. You may opt Darlington pair instead of single series pass transistor to achieve this high amount of current. Assume transistor with the following specification which is given into the paper itself. Transistor Q1, which is a series pass transistor, maximum collector current is 5 ampere. HFE is 30. 5 ampere is maximum collector current, but we will be designing it for only 3 ampere as the load demands 3 ampere, not more than that. Then HIE 1K, transistor Q2, which is of course error correcting or error amplifier transistor. IC max is 500 milliampere for that. HFE is nothing but beta is 50 and HIE is 2K. We need this HIE and HFE in calculating stability factor, and the Zener resistance is 10 ohm. Moving to the next, the steps are same. First of all, we will select transistor Q1. So step 1 is selection of transistor Q1, which is of course the series pass transistor, the heart of the circuit. So here we have to calculate VCE. So VCE will be calculated of course by applying the KVL into the outer loop, because we can see here V in, which is maximum 30, is connected and to series pass transistor Q1 in series with load resistance RL. V out, that is known to us, that is how much? V out is 10 volt. We have to design it for 10 volt, and we have to find out what is the maximum VCE, so that we can calculate, we can decide the power rating of the transistor. So selection steps of the transistor, series pass transistor Q1. The voltage across transistor Q1 is given by, of course, VCE will be maximum input voltage, that is 30 volt, minus output voltage, that is stable of course as it is a voltage regulator, that is 10 volt. Therefore your VCE drop maximum will be 20 volt. 20 volt के ऊपर transistor के across drop नहीं होगा. Then the current through the transistor Q1, as we know into the circuit, current passing through load IL is nothing but current passing into the transistor in the form of collector current IC1. Therefore, we choose current passing through the transistor IC1 is nothing but IL maximum, and that is given into the problem statement 3 ampere. Therefore, the power rating of the transistor must be PD, that is power dissipation of transistor Q1, maximum is maximum drop across transistor multiplied by maximum current passing through. Therefore, the power dissipation is very high here. 20 volt is VC max, 3 ampere is IL max or IC max. So 20 multiplied by 3 ampere, it is 60 watt transistor is required here. The base current of the transistor can be calculated by collector current divided by beta. So IB1, base current of first transistor, is IC1 divided by HFE is nothing but beta. Is nothing but load current divided by beta. Load current is 3 ampere, beta is 30. Am I correct? Yes, beta HFE of first transistor is 30. Therefore, the base current is also high, that is 100 milliampere in this problem. Now moving to the another step, we have done with selection of transistor Q1. Now we are interested in selection of Zener diode D1 here. Somewhere it is Z. So selection procedure of Zener diode. Of course, we have to see where the Zener diode is located. We can see the Zener diode is in this loop, that is output of the circuit, which is of course 10 volt, is connected to the Zener through one resistance RD. So we can apply KVL in this loop and we may have value of resistance RD by choosing or assuming current through RD. That has to be assumed, of course. So here are the steps. Selection of Zener diode. We select Zener diode voltage half of the output voltage. Please remember this step. This step is very important. Zener voltage must be half of the output voltage. So Zener voltage is output voltage divided by 2. I'm sorry, it is 2 volt by mistake written. It is just 2. So it is 10 volt divided by 2. 10 volt divided by 2 is equal to 5 volt. Therefore, choose Zener diode with Zener current. You have to assume that is assume 20 milliampere. You may go for some another value. No worry about that. But practice for say some proper values. So 20 milliampere is sufficient. I said that you may go for 40 milliampere. You may go for say 10 milliampere. But don't choose current like ampere, 2 ampere, 3 ampere, 4 ampere likewise. So Zener current select in milliampere range, less than 50 milliampere, I'll say, that will be say proper. And Zener resistance is, we have 10. Zener resistance is 10 ohm in the problem, not 5 ohm. So Zener resistance is 10 ohm. Therefore, what will happen? Therefore, there will be two currents coming to the Zener. We'll move to the diagram. You can see here, one current is coming from resistance RD, another current is coming from transistor Q2. So two labels are given. ID is current which is passing through RD going to the Zener. Another is IC2 which is coming to the Zener. So addition of IC2 and ID will be the Zener current IZ. We have already assumed that Zener current is 20 milliampere. Therefore, you may divide it. Of course, you have to choose. I have chosen that ID is 10 milliampere, IC2 or IE2 similar, approximate, neglecting base current. IC2 or IE2 is 10 milliampere. You may go for 515. You may go for 15 5 milliampere. You may say separate this 20 milliampere in any say value. You may choose that RD में से जो current pass हो रहा ID is equal to 5 milliampere, IC2 you may choose 15 milliampere, or you may choose ID 15 milliampere, IC2 5 milliampere. No worry about that. But one method is I have chosen half of that, that is 10 milliampere. It will be easy to for further calculation. Therefore, the Zener current is ID plus IC2, that is 20 milliampere here. So the value of Zener, resistance RD. So of course, moving to the diagram again, so you can see here that we have to calculate this current, that is ID, which is passing through RD. So we should know what is voltage drop across resistance RD. So you can see here on the upper end of the resistance RD, output voltage is connected, that is V out. We know that that is 10 volt, and lower end of the resistance RD has a Zener voltage that we have already assumed in earlier PPT, that is VZ is half of output, that is 5 volt. So similar concept is used here, that resistance RD is nothing but V out, which is one of the terminal voltage of RD. VZ is another terminal voltage of the RD, divided by ID, which we already assume that is of course 10 milliampere here, and putting the values 10 volt is V out, 5 volt is VZ divided by 10 milliampere. It goes 500 ohm. It goes 500 ohm. So RD value in this way we can calculate. Choosing or calculating only RD is not sufficient. We have to think of what is the power dissipation into that resistance, so that we can choose proper wattage of the resistance. So that is done here. Power dissipation into RD is current square, that is ID square, multiplied by RD, that is 10 milliampere square multiplied by 500 ohm, equal to 50 milliwatt. So 50 milliwatt is less than quarter watt or half quarter watt. 1 watt, then half watt is 500 milliwatt, quarter watt is 250 milliwatt, and half quarter watt is 125 milliwatt. So 50 milliwatt is less than 125, very less than 125 milliwatt. So we can choose resistance RD with value of 500 ohm and half quarter watt, that is 1 by 8 watt value, and that would be of course proper value. Then as we have done with selection of transistor Q1, we have done with selection of Zener diode D1. Now there is a selection of transistor Q2. So we are interested in transistor Q2 now. So of course, whenever you are going for selection of transistor, you should know what is the maximum drop across transistor, that is VCE, maximum current passing through the transistor, that is IC, so that you can find out the power values of the transistor, particular transistor. So let's go ahead. So for that, what is done? The KVL is applied in this way. I have mentioned circle here. In this loop, output is considered. Output is connected here. Then there will be a drop VBE across base emitter of transistor Q1. There will be a drop across Zener, that is nothing but VZ, that is known. VB1 is also known, and VC2 will be the drop across transistor Q2. Now out of these four quantity, V out, VB1 and VZ is known. V out is 10 volt, VZ is 5, VB1 is 0.7. Unknown is what VC2, that is to be calculated. And in next PPT, same is calculated by applying KVL. So the voltage across transistor Q2 is VC2 is equal to V out plus VB minus VZ. You can see on earlier PPT. You can see on earlier PPT here V out, that is V out is plus is upper terminal, minus is lower terminal. Then VB is minus is here and plus is here. So these two, VBE and the output voltage are in phase. That's why they are added. But the Zener voltage is in phase opposition, plus here and minus down. Therefore, the Zener voltage is subtracted here from the addition of output and VBE1. So therefore, 10 volt is the output, VBE is 0.7 minus 5 volt is 5.7 volt. So this will be the drop across transistor Q2 is nothing but VCE2. And current through transistor Q2 we have already decided in Zener circuit. While designing Zener circuit, there will be total 20 milliampere current passing through Zener, out of which 10 milliampere is coming from RD and 10 milliampere is coming from transistor Q2. So of course, the current passing through transistor Q2 is 10 milliamp. So therefore, transistor Q2 has current 10 milliamp. Therefore, the power dissipation current and the voltage. The power dissipation into Q2 is VCE2 multiplied by IC2. That is 5.7 is the VCE2 multiplied by 10 milliampere. 57 milliwatt will be dissipated into the transistor Q2. And we will calculate the base current of the transistor Q2. So base current of the transistor Q2 will be collector current of transistor Q2, that is IC2, divided by beta of transistor Q2, that is HFE2. So it is 10 milliampere divided by 50 will be 200 microampere will be the base current. So here is the step 3, which is selection of transistor Q2. Now we have to select value of feedback resistance. So here and R3. So till the time we selected Q1, then Zener circuit, that is D1 and RD, then design for Q2. Now remaining are R1, R2 and R3. So next step is for R3. So R3 कहाँ आता है? Accordingly, we have to apply the KVL. Let's see two ends of the R3, that is left hand side end that is connected to V in. So while applying KVL, V in will be in picture. Another end of R3 is towards output side. So output and VB will be in picture. So here there will be 4 drops. I'll erase this ink and then after I will discuss this. So there will be total 4 drops. V in is the applied voltage. There will be voltage drop across R3. There will be voltage drop across VBE of first transistor, that is VBE1, and there will be voltage drop across resistance RL, that is load. Therefore, we applied KVL in this way. The arrow is shown: input, then voltage drop across R3, then VBE1, then output. And out of which you can see what are the known values. Known values are output is known, that is 10 volt. VB1 is known, that is how much? 0.7 volt. V in is also known, that has to be maximum, because resistance minimum pe agar we choose, then what happen if the variation is there in input supply and it goes to maximum, then more current will pass through R3 and R3 may get damaged. That's why we will consider maximum value always. So V in maximum is in this problem how much? 30 volt. So accordingly, is it correct? 30 volt. Let me see the problem statement. Yes, unregulated power supply is 25 volt plus minus 5, varies from 20 volt to 30 volt. If you select for 20 volt, then if the input increases, R3 may get damaged. So we'll go for 30 volt selection. So here coming back to selection of R3. So only VR3 we are unknown to. So we will be calculating VR3 by applying KVL into this loop. So here again we will see the polarities of all the impedances or voltage drop here. So polarity here, output voltage has polarity plus up and minus down, and VB is minus and plus. So you can see here plus minus. So they will be additive. But if you can see what is input is plus up minus down. So it will be minus plus, then plus minus. So VBE and V out will be additive and V in will be phase opposition to that. Therefore, after KVL equation, we get VR3 will be equal to input is applied minus addition of V out and VBE. Maximum input is 30 volt, putting value, minus 10 plus 0.7, that is 10.7, will be 19.3 volt will be dropped across resistance R3. Then the current through R3, because we have to think of power dissipation and everything here. So current through R3 Let's go back to the diagram. Current through R3 will be, of course, which are the currents? This IR3, this current IR3 is moving towards the node or base and collector of Q1 and Q2 respectively. One of the current is moving into the base of transistor Q1, another current is moving into the collector of transistor Q2. So I3 will be applying KCL, I3 will be IB1, this one, IB1 plus IC2. So here same KCL is written, IR3 is equal to IB1 plus IC2. What is IB1? We already calculated. It is 100 milliampere. 3 ampere divided by उसका ये किया था हमने 30 beta. So it is 100 milliampere. What is IC2? IC2 we already have chosen, that is 10 milliampere. जब Zener current हमने choose किया था 20 milliampere, then we have decided that half of the current is passing through RD and half of the current is passing through collector of Q2. So IC2 is 10 milliampere. So total current passing through R3 will be 110 milliampere. That is 110 milliampere. So as I know the current through R3 and the voltage across R3, then the resistance R3 can be calculated by voltage drop divided by current. That is 19.3 is voltage drop divided by 110 is the current. So it is 175.45 is the resistance value R3. Then the power dissipation in R3, PD of R3 will be current square multiplied by resistance. So current is 110 milliampere, uska square multiply by voltage, resistance is 175 ohm, so multiply by 175.45 ohm, so it is 2.12 watt. Wattage of the R3 is 2.12 watt. So 5 watt, we have to choose more than that, so 5 watt is sufficient. So R3 will be 5 watt, because if you see the wattage of the resistance, it is half quarter watt, then quarter watt, then half watt, then 1 watt, then 2 watt, and then 5 watt. ऐसे बढ़ते बढ़ते जाता है 10 likewise. So 5 watt is sufficient to handle this power dissipation 2 watt. So 5 watt 175.45 ohm resistance is opted here. And lastly is selection of R1 and R2. We have seen selection of Q1, Q2, Zener D1, then RD along with Zener diode, then R3. Only from the circuit R1 and R2 is remaining. So we will see R1 and R2 is the selection of R1 and R2. So for that, let's look at the circuit. It is very easy. R1 and R2 has certain voltage applied. You can see the output voltage is directly connected to R1 and R2 together here. Then out of which the voltage across R2 VR2 is connected across Zener. This VR2 is connected across Zener likewise, where it will drop, VR2 will be dropped across base emitter junction of Q2, that is in the form of VB2, and Zener voltage VZ. So if we know VR2, then we can easily find out, say, value of R2 by choosing current. Now related to current, I will erase earlier inks to avoid confusion. So current IR1 is passing through resistance R1, current IR2 is passing through resistance R2, and I have shown here IR1 is approximately equal to IR1, because as IR1 is coming to this node, it is divided into IR2 and the base current of transistor Q2, and base current of transistor Q2 is very less, that is 200 microampere. So we may neglect this IB1, therefore IR1 and IR2 is said to be similar. Only the thing you have to choose IR1 or IR2 very greater than that of IB1. 200 microampere नहीं लेना है, सिर्फ उससे बहुत ज्यादा लेना है. It is shown in the further PPT. So let's go for the IB2 selection of resistance R1 and R2. The base current of IB2 is equal to collector current that we already chosen, that is 10 milliampere. HFE of second transistor is 50. Accordingly, base current required to transistor second is 200 milliampere. Since we need IR1 is very greater than IB2, therefore select IR1 and IR2 is equal to 10 milliampere. If you choose 1 milliampere, still it is okay. If you choose 5 milliampere, still it is okay. Okay. It is not needed कि 10 milliampere ही रट के रखना है, 10 milliampere ही लेना है. You may choose value of IR1 and IR2 in milliampere range so that it will be very greater than that of 200 microampere. I said that 1 milliampere is sufficient, 5 milliampere is sufficient, 10 milliampere is sufficient, 15 milliampere is also sufficient. Okay. So here 10 milliampere we have chosen. Therefore the voltage drop across VR2 कैसे लिया है? VR2 का voltage drop, VR2 R2 के across का drop is nothing but Zener drop plus VBE of second transistor. We know Zener drop is 5 volt, VBE of second transistor is 0.7. Therefore voltage drop across resistance R2 is 5.7. Let's see once again here into the diagram. This voltage across R2 is referred as VR2, and VR2 is directly connected to the base of the transistor Q2 and the ground. If you look into this side, there will be voltage drop VZ across Zener in addition with voltage drop across VBE2. VBE2 is 0.7 as it is a diode drop. So addition of these two will be VZ VR2. Do you have any question from your end? Any questions? Shall I move further? I heard some noise. So anybody has a question? Okay. How much time we have? We have 30 minutes again. So here 5.7 volt is the drop, which is nothing but drop of Zener and drop of VBE2. So 5.7, therefore the value of resistance R2 will be drop across it, that is 5.7 volt, divided by current through it, that is nothing but IR2 10 milliampere. Therefore it goes 570 ohm. Neglecting the base current, as I said, IR1 is coming from R1, it is moving into the base as well as R2, but base current is 200 microampere, which is very less compared to 10 milliampere, so it is neglected. Therefore R1 can be chosen V out minus VR2. I'll move to the diagram. Here into the diagram, how IR1 is calculated? We know this voltage at the upper end of R1, that is nothing but output voltage V out, that is 10 volt. Lower end of R1 has VR2 that we just calculated 5.7 volt, divided by current is 10 milliampere. So we get value of R1. So here V out 10 volt minus VR2 5.7 just calculated, divided by I1. I1 is nothing but IR1, that is also 10 milliampere. So 10 milliampere. Therefore 430 ohm resistance is calculated. So this is how we may choose all the components present into the circuit step by step, like we have seen the selection of Q1, selection of then Zener along with Zener resistance RD, then selection of Q2, then selection of R3 and R1 and R2 with proper assumption, of course. So if you remember these steps and if you follow similar kind of say calculations and steps, definitely you will get 13 to 14 marks into the examination. Again, one more thing, we will calculate stability factor which we have not calculated in earlier, say PPT. So after selection of 5 steps are fixed, then after selection of R1 and R2, 6th step is calculation of stability factor. Stability factor is given by, you have to remember this formula. There are two ways. Okay, I shall not say that. There are two ways. Either you remember this formula, if stability factor, if you want to calculate, formula is R1 plus R2 डिवाइड बाय R2 जो हमने अब तक कैलकुलेट किए हैं, इनटू R1 पैरेलल टू R2 प्लस HIE2 जो कि वैल्यूज दिए थे, प्लस 1 प्लस HFE2 इंटू RZ इज इनर रेजिस्टेंस 10 ओम हमने लिया है, डिवाइड बाय HFE2 इंटू R3 जो हमने वैल्यू कैलकुलेट की है. So this is, by this formula you may calculate stability factor SV, and you have to remember this formula. If you are not able to remember this formula, complete your answer up to step number 5 and leave it there. Out of 13 14 you will get 12. If valuer say recognize that stability nahi nikali hai to 1 or 2 marks will be deducted, still you will get 12 or 13 marks here. So you have only one option, you have to remember this stability formula if you want to calculate it. So putting the values, R1 is 430, R2 is 570, divided by 570, parallel combination of 470 and 430 and 570 plus HIE2 पहले PPT पे दिया हुआ है 2K plus 1 plus HFE2 is 50 into RZ is 10 ohm डिवाइड बाय HFE2 is 50 मल्टीप्लाई बाय R3 अभी हमने कैलकुलेट किया है 175.45. So calculating this you get stability of this is 0.55. It must be minimum, stability must be minimum. So suppose in certain problem it is given, now what is stability factor here? Calculated stability factor is 0.55. There is no unit. Okay, 0.55, and if in the problem statement it is given stability factor 0.025 is required, or stability factor less than 0.4 is required, इतना अगर स्टेटमेंट दिया है तो क्या करना है, कैलकुलेट तो 0.55 आया है and required is something 0.2 0.3 बोला है, then what to do, और से 0.025 0.055 something बोला है, less than whatever is calculated here, then you have to make one statement only after this calculation. If whatever is given उससे नीचे नहीं है stability तो उसमें लिखना है to achieve stability, required stability, transistor series pass transistor Q1 must be replaced by Darlington pair Q1. If we use Darlington pair here, then stability of the circuit improved. कोई calculation वगैरह नहीं करना है, you have to make only single statement if very less stability is expected by say problem statement में अगर दिया है तो. So here we calculated stability. So 6 steps to solve such kind of problem. We'll have one more problem based on this. Till the time, if you have any query, you may ask. Yes, is there any query? I'm waiting for query from your side. How many of you have solved this problem? Raise the hand. This problem was given as an assignment to you people. How many of you have solved? Raise your hand. Let me count. Okay, so most of you have solved this assignment.
हेलो सर.
Yes, Revati.
हेलो
Yes, Revati.
सर. सर प्रीवियस प्रॉब्लम में एक स्टेप नंबर 3 में आपने IC2 मैक्स जो है वो गिवन जो था वही यूज किया था.
हाँ, मैक्सिमम पावर डिसिपेशन निकाला था हमने उसमें, बट इट इज नीडेड टू
हाँ.
कैलकुलेट करंट पावर डिसिपेशन ऑल्सो. यू मे गो फॉर बोथ, but better way, whatever is the assumed value today that we have seen, assumed value,
यस.
accordingly you have to calculate the current power dissipation and related values. Okay, so I will
ओके.
update that PPT on Teams again. Okay, Teams में मैंने
ओके
जो
सर.
अपलोड किया है, I will revise that with these values. It is expected there
ओके.
to calculate whatever we assume. Okay, but while calculating VC max वगैरह means power dissipation of transistor, then we have to go for the maximum values. Okay, and if you calculate both, there is no problem with that. Okay, maximum कितना power dissipation हो सकता है and current कितना है, presently कितना है, rather than saying current I will say presently कितना है. So whatever we studied today, accordingly I will modify the earlier PPT as well, so that there will be one methodology common to all. Okay. Any other question?
नो सर. थैंक यू सर.
Okay, so there are 20 minutes more. So what we'll do, we'll go for one more numerical. So I will go somewhat faster in this, say, numerical, because though the numerical is same, and later on we'll not go for any numerical based on transistorized regulator. Though paper में से लिया है, one is from book that I'm going to say discuss here. That book is Electronics Circuit and Electronic Circuit Design by S.N. Talbar and Dr. T.R. Sondake. ये topic you will not see in Ramakant Gaikwad. You will not see this topic in D. Roy Chaudhary. So I referred S.N. Talbar, ECD by S.N. Talbar. It is given into the PPT, don't you worry. So we'll go for that problem and then after we'll stop. So I'll go somewhat faster for this numerical. So the third numerical based on transistorized voltage regulator, third and last numerical based on transistorized voltage regulator is given here. The problem statement is into the PPT. Uh, Design series pass transistorized voltage regulator with following specification. This is taken from ECD book by S.N. Talbar. page number 76. No, it is page number. Okay, you just refer this PPTs. I forgot page number. Input voltage is 20 plus minus 5. So variation will be minimum 15, maximum 25. Output voltage required is 15 volt. Maximum load current is 100 milliampere. So while calculating power dissipation of transistor 1, don't consider more than 100 milliampere क्योंकि जाने ही वाला नहीं उससे ऊपर current. Assume transistor Q1 is IC max 700 milliampere, HFE is 50, HI is 1.3K. Transistor Q2 IC max is 100 milliampere, HFE is 200 and HIE is 4.5K. Then very first step is selection of transistor Q1. That is of course putting KVL in outer loop. So here the steps are VCE maximum will be input voltage minus output voltage because all three are in series. So VCE max will be 25 volt is the maximum input minus output is fixed, that is 15 volt. So it will be 10 volt. The load current passing through transistor Q1 in the form of IC1 maximum is 100 milliampere. Therefore, the power dissipation in transistor Q1 is VCE1 max, that will be of course 10 volt, multiplied by load current maximum, that is 100 milliampere. So 10 multiplied by 100 milliampere, it will be 1 watt. So 1 watt transistor, और हमने जो assume किया है that is more than 1 watt, no worry about that. Again, the base current of transistor Q1 is collector current divided by beta, that is HFE1. So collector current is nothing but load current divided by beta, that is HFE1. Load current is 100 milliampere maximum, beta is 50. So 2 milliampere is the base current. So in this way, selection of transistor Q1 is say done. Later on, selection of Zener diode. So Zener diode is connected into the output network through one resistance RD. Likewise, so here we have to apply KVL. Known quantities are V out, VZ. VZ will be half of the output. So accordingly, we will perform that. So selection of Zener diode is Zener voltage is half of the output voltage, that is 15 divided by 2, that will be 7.5 volt. So choose the Zener diode with IZ is 20 milliampere. I keep it constant always for simplicity, else you may change IZ to 15 milliampere, say 30 milliampere likewise. But for simplicity, राउंड फिगर जो वैल्यूज है 10 20 कैलकुलेशन के लिए इजी रहते हैं. सो Zener resistance is 5 ohm. Choose ID. Current passing through Zener is 10 milliampere. Current passing through transistor 10 milliampere. Therefore, the Zener current is ID plus IC2, that is 20 milliampere. So the value of resistance RD is V out, upper end of the RD, divide minus VZ, lower end of the RD, that is the drop across RD, divided by current through RD, which we already assume 10 milliampere. So 15 minus 7.5 divided by 10 milliampere is 750 ohm is the RD. Power dissipation into the RD is ID square into RD, that is 10 milliampere square multiplied by 750 is 75 milliwatt. Again 75 milliwatt is also very less. Half quarter resistance is sufficient here. So 1/8 watt resistance with 750 ohm value is suitable. Selection of transistor Q2. Selection of transistor Q2. Let's see KVL. So Q2 is applied by output voltage V out. It is dropping voltage across VBE of 1, transistor 1, VCE of Q2 here, and VZ, out of which 3 are known values: V out, VBE1 and VZ. So we can easily find out VCE2. Our aim is to find out VCE2, of course. So for that, the formula KVL से जो बनता है, the output across transistor Q2, that is VCE2, will be Vout plus VBE minus VZ, that is 15 plus 0.7 minus 7.5, that is 8.2 volt. The current through Q2 we already chosen that Zener current जो है वो half आता है, half from the transistor, half from RD, and Zener current is 20 milliampere, so IC2 is 10 milliampere. Therefore, power dissipation into Q2 is VC2 into IC2. So 8.2 multiplied by 10 milliampere, 82 milliwatt. 82 milliwatt is the wattage power dissipation into the transistor Q2 presently, assuming, say, considering the design values. Then base current of Q2 is IC2 by beta of second transistor HFE2, that is 10 milliampere. HFE2 given is 200, therefore current will be very less, that is 50 microampere. Another step is step number 4, that is selection of R3. Then again see the R3 is connected in input and output side, therefore there will be a big loop for applying KVL in this way. So all the voltage drops coming into this loop, we will be applying KVL. So voltages कितने हैं? V in, then VR3, then VBE1, then V out of which only VR3 is unknown, that is to be, say, find out into the step. That's why we are applying KVL here. If you go for KVL in this loop, I will erase the ink. If you are applying KVL in this loop, look at this, I marked with highlighter. Then also same value you will get, because V in we know, VC2 जो है वो भी हमें पता है, we already calculate, and VZ जो है ये भी हमें पता है. If you calculate VR3 in this way, you will get similar value. Outer loop में लगाओ या inner छोटे loop में लगाओ, you will get VR3 की value same. Okay, it is up to you. Just for say clue, I am saying that both loops, if you apply KVL in both loops, you will get similar value of VR3. अगर कोई भूल गया इतना बड़ा loop तो छोटे loop में भी काम हो सकता है. So let's have KVL into the outer loop, that is VR3 is equal to V in minus दो ड्रॉप हुए हैं V out and VBE1. So VR3 will be V in is maximum 25 minus 15 plus 0.7, that is how much? 25 minus 15 and 0.7, that is 9.3 volt. The current through R3 में से करंट कौन सा जा रहा है? There are two current. The current which is passing through R3, it is divided into two ways. One current is going at this node, one current is going into the base of first transistor, and one current is going into the collector of second transistor. Both the currents are known to you, already calculated in earlier steps. Therefore the current IB1 first transistor का current जो था base current, that is 2 milliampere, plus IC2 we already assumed that in earlier PPT, that is 10 milliampere. Total current in R3 is 12 milliampere. Now we know voltage across R3, we know current through R3, we can calculate value of R3, that is R3 is equal to voltage divided by current, 9.3 divided by 12 milliampere, 775 ohm is the answer. Again find out power dissipation of each and every component. Power dissipation is current square into resistance, so 12 milliampere square into 775 ohm, that is 111.6 milliwatt is the wattage. Again it is near to half quarter watt, so rather than half quarter watt we use quarter watt. half quarter watt कितना होता है? 125 milliwatt. इतना close value नहीं रखना है, so quarter watt is sufficient. Quarter watt is nothing but 250 milliwatt. So quarter watt value of R3 is chosen here. Then the last step is selection of resistance R1 and R2. So R1 and R2 goes into this loop where R1 and R2 is fed by output voltage V0, and we may have small KVL which is in the loop of Zener, VB of Q2 and resistance R2. So accordingly we'll get value of R1 and R2. So the base current of Q2, first we have to calculate IB2 is equal to IC2 by HFE2, that is 10 milliampere divided by 200 is HFE of second transistor, that is 50 microampere only. We have to select A step, this step is very important. We have to select IR1 very greater than base current of transistor Q2 so that we can neglect it. So IR1 and IR2 we have chosen 10 milliampere. The voltage drop across VR2 will be VZ plus VBE2. VZ is 7.5 volt, half of the output, plus 0.7 VBE drop of transistor Q2, so it is 8.2. Now we know current and voltage, therefore R2 will be 8.2 volt divided by 10 milliampere, therefore 820 ohm. Neglecting base current IB2, we have R1 is equal to V out minus VR2 divided by I1. So 15 minus 8.2 divided by 10 milliampere, 680 ohm is the value of resistance R1. So here R1 and R2 is selected by this method. And lastly, you may calculate stability factor by using stability factor formula. So this was all about the transistorized voltage regulator and its design numerical. We'll see the last point of the unit, that is overload protection, into the next lecture. Wait, don't leave the meeting. So is there any question on related topic? I'll wait for 2 minutes. And 3 PDFs will be uploaded for 3 different problems that we have seen till the time on Teams. You may refer that.